WWE officials are considering taking the Raw Women's Championship away from Nikki Cross, and fast. There is a quite severe feeling of disappointment when it comes to Nikki Cross at the moment. In news that I would have to put directly into the disappointing but not surprising pile, which is basically WWE Raw, WWE officials are seriously asking questions as to the future of the current Raw Women's Champion, Nikki Cross. A large part of this is down to the fact that a lot of people have been booing the hell out of her recently at a lot of live shows, and in fact at TV tapings. Guys, this is starting to look pretty bad all in all. Nikki Cross won the championship from Charlotte Flair in a briefcase cash-in that essentially just got in the way of an ongoing Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair feud that had finally survived a rather tepid opening and started to reach an actual positive. Rhea Ripley basically stepped aside so that Nikki Cross could have her moment in the sun. Didn't seem very true to form with Rhea Ripley, previously at least in NXT, who was absolutely dominant. Nikki's build, at least in my opinion, wasn't half bad. Admittedly, she was heavily undercut, with her whole storyline essentially being, I can't beat you, so we'll change the rules and say I did. That said, at least she was reliably on TV, and she was reliably picking up what looked like wins, and at least she was reliably picking up sort of wins. The Nikki Ash character, or ASH, Almost a Superhero, particularly the almost part of Almost a Superhero, has not indeed her to the fans as officials expected. The biggest fan of the Almost a Superhero character is Vince McMahon, who quite firmly believes that Nikki Cross will connect with a younger audience and that will help her to reach a new level. Typically when Vince McMahon is your biggest fan, it means that he's not only going to continue and commit, but it's going to be shoved elbow deep down your throat. I'm talking like full on all the way down. There. Fans, particularly in arenas, are not being kind. Nikki is getting some serious boos and it's resulting in a lot of unhappy people backstage for a multitude of reasons. From what I've heard, Nikki herself is keeping a happy face on. Friends of hers, however, aren't necessarily happy with the situation that's rapidly emerging, and they don't see any way to really change it. The creative team intend to continue the feud between Nikki, Rhea and Charlotte for a little while longer, but I'm definitely hearing about some unhappy creatives who feel that the character is failing. That said, maybe they're just annoyed that they weren't involved in creating it. Cora says it's reaching down and placing the character in your stomach in one full piece. Yep, ready to be slowly digested over 1,000 years. Buzzy says I genuinely feel for Nikki here. This is a character she pitched and got approved to lead to a big break for her. It was a big break, to be fair, it's the championship. But that could end this coming weekend. She might be disappointed herself due to fans just rejecting this almost superior persona by the time everything's done. And that is true. She created this character, and it's the character the fans are booing. It's not the booking, it is actually legitimately the character for once. Megan says it's ironic that the woman who won Money in the Bank is in the kind of position that WWE would normally use the briefcase to get out of. Very true and a very good point. Maybe she cashed in too early. Maybe that's the case. Unpopular Review says Nikki needs a mega heel to go over to the babyface. Charlotte works well to do that, but Rhea is not. And that's true, and she's been working with Charlotte for that reason. She's still getting booed though. We need a bigger heel than Charlotte. We need Ronda Rousey, basically. Jay Quick says, does this mean we could be getting Charlotte's 1000th title run? Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Corey is here, says, hi Tom, it looks like you're having an awesome stream today. Yeah. Yeah. We got up to 41 viewers, mate. Noob says, glad that Nikki Ash is getting a character that she pitched together, but sometimes fans need to calm down. You're absolutely right there. Fans get way over into this. Shayna Baszler is a mega heel. She's available. Mega heel. Nah, she's been losing too much, unfortunately. Moxie says they need to turn Shayna into Ronda and then put the title on her. Yeah, agree with that. Agree with that. Shayna has been massively misused. They need to do more. Ghost of Nate says, I wonder how different the title scene and overall response to Nikki Ash's character would be if they waited to pull the trigger on the cash-in, or even if someone like Liv Morgan would have won the briefcase instead. Depends. I think people are really turning on the actual character rather than the booking. So I think it's very specifically Nikki that they're turning on. So I think it would be very different. Cora says, why do I have a sick feeling in my stomach that Tessa Blanchard is coming soon to the WWE? Don't know. She will be available soon. Pitches are being made and offers are being made to her. Baylor says if they repackage Shayna Baszler, she could be the #1 heel on SmackDown right through to WrestleMania. She could. Doesn't necessarily have to be on SmackDown, but it would need a big repackage because she'd lost a lot of matches.